who are afraid of Obi, and everybody's kind of like, man, what the hell is going on?
It's just so crazy because when I see things like that, even when people think that this person cannot be bought, that's when they should raise if now see that there are so many things that's not coming out about it. That's one thing about this video that is so surprising. That what people does not knows about society people, they can bring it that even if you are arguing it, they'll bring out the proof.
Anyway, we'll see how it plays out at the end of it all. Okay. So thank you so much.
We just of only this we don't I don't know. I believe that maybe they have to come with new party because what is also happening in Labour Party now is kind of they are not even fighting the obedient and Obi. I don't understand.
It's part of the whole confusion of a thing. And then it's I mean, I don't even know how to describe it, so to say, right? Because it could be like, say, some will say now juju. I've been at juju that they use for all of them. I mean, which they worry all these guys. Let me take it
Real.
All right. Thank you so much. Eh?
Okay.
God bless you. So I have another caller on the line. Yeah. Hello.
Hey, hello, Michael. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening to you, sir. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, Michael, thank you very much. This is Austin again from London.
That's Austin from London. God bless you, Baba. Please.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I've been listening to you, and every day I get really, really carried away with you, my friend. Baba. You're doing a very good work. You're just yesterday I saw you as a priest. You know, the Sunday sermon.
Thank you.
You preached very well. Thank you very much. I really loved it.
I know. Thanks a lot, sir. Austin, God bless you. Please.
Huh?
Go on. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, sorry. I called in to say the last caller talked about government fighting government. I don't know if I misunderstood him. If he was talking about the state government standing against the federal government, that's not going to work.
It's not.
You know, that would not work because you see these people, they are in a gang, and the gang has they have a strata. You have from the federal government, the ministers, then the House of Assembly, you know, the Aquapulites and all that. You know, they're a team. You know, they know what is happening.
They are not called establishments for nothing. And it's actually a scope of cabal kind of a thing. And you are so right. Anybody thinking a fraction of that is going to fight the other, that's so impossible.
You see, the point is, what they don't understand from a bystander, from a third party, someone walking and looking from outside in, they're just a bunch of deluded fools who don't understand what they're doing. It's just like a child, you know. You have to guard the child not to put their hands in the fire. You have to guard the child, you know, to remove the pampers when they wet themselves. That is who these politicians are. Every day they come up and then they talk, they run around, they buy car and all this. These are all children talk, children behavior that you don't know. Like traditionally, I don't know if it cuts across. I know that from my language or from my culture, there's a thing that say that when the sheep is put in a pen, sheep pen, and then the sheep decide to say, oh, you know, I'm going to punish my owner. I'm going to shit and pee inside because he's going to clean it up. But what the sheep does not understand, the owner can just stand by and keep throwing food in. You're going to put food there, you're going to pee there, and you're going to eat your food in there. That's what these fools are doing. They're destroying the country, thinking that they've built houses and everything outside in another man's country. And it's going to end. And we all know, right from the days of, remember the days of Midland Bank fiasco, Murtala Mohammed, all those there, they were stealing money through Midland Bank and all that. Do you know, most of all these military people who stole Nigeria's money and bought homes in England, and they lost it. Most of the house went back to the council because after the money evaporated, they can't manage the houses.
Manage those properties. You're right.
They can't manage the houses. They can't pay council tax, and then it becomes, you know, a liability. The council takes them out and then give it. Yeah, give it to council tenants. Expensive houses, I'm telling you. So this is how these fools are running around thinking that they are doing something they're enjoying. They're not enjoying.
No, they're not.
Every Nigerian, let me tell you something that they don't understand. Every Nigerian, whether it is that guy called what's his name? The guy who built a refinery. That guy, that privileged that welfare guy. That guy is on welfare on our money. Yes. He's not a businessman. You understand? He's on welfare. So from him down to the least downfall conductor, they're equal.
The MC
is as good as that.
Yes, sir. You know what? I told people, I said, if you look at what the quota system in Nigeria, how it works, okay, it's a place where you have billionaires without any real enterprises, they are not producing anything, but they are billionaires and billionaires and billionaires, because Nigeria is a place where somebody with nothing, no experience, no real knowledge, no nothing, right? Just because of their proximity or their closeness to government, they could become multi-billionaires. And then you will now see educated people that will surround him, right? And they will begin to project him as if to say he is a don. Like, you know what I mean? Because it is Nigeria. Yeah. It is Nigeria. It is all popped up. They lack substance.
That's the
thing. Go on.
Exactly. That's the problem. So if Dangote, if he blindfolds himself, and then the downfall driver on the streets of Lagos blindfold himself, they both hold their Nigerian passport, go to the airport, and arrive at Heathrow or in Gordalia, or I mean, in any airport. Let me put it that way. Outside, they're the same. They are Nigerians. Yeah. Nobody's going to ask them, "Are you Dangote? How much money do you have?" They will be treated exactly the same way. So Dangote is fooling himself. You understand? Yeah, I think the most deluded, stupid human beings are concentrated in Nigeria, and they're all over the place. Now, let me tell you something. What really upset me, well, I heard this. There's a guy called Tietie. He's a lawyer, I think. Tietie.
Right.
He went on a rat.
Is she a lawyer? I think she's a content creator as well.
No, he's a lawyer. I think he's a lawyer. I've seen him a few times on Arise. He shows up on Arise. Initially, I thought
he's a different person there. Please go on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Initially, I thought he's one of those cerebral human beings you can find time to listen to and have confidence and hope that you're from a country. Nigeria. But I listened to him. You know what? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what he did? What? You know what he did? Because Tinubu and his gang are trying to blindfold and played the games they played with ASU when Buhari was leaving. They knew they're going to play games with these people. Now, what they want to do, because they are not going to do what they're supposed to do, they want to start branding them as terrorists.
Yes. They
started bringing terrorism around this, you don't have to turn the power off, you don't have to block the airport, this is all terrorism. This fool, I'm sorry to call him a fool, please, anyone listening, I apologize for using that word because I'm upset with this guy. He's supposed to be a lawyer. He came on studio and was arguing that the trade union people will be committing terrorism offense for shutting down the power. What is the power? Do we have power in the first place? Do I have roads in the first place? What is the airport?
Like that just a week ago, that as part of what they are going to push, if these labor guys don't take what they are offering them, is to begin to blacklist them, okay? And then push a propaganda that says they are enemies of the people, enemies of Nigeria. Remember when they were saying they have other 200 million people to care for? Remember? That they cannot just go and
yeah.
All of these are already premeditated. Wait for what's going to happen from tomorrow. We'll see.
No, but what really upsets me is all these people who claim, some people claim they have PhD at 24 or 34, whatever, they have all sorts of nonsense. I remember, during the election, after the election, when they were talking about Tinubu's certificate issues, it's all over the place. We went to, Obi was saying that, look, this man should come and address the nation. Some guy, Abati, they call it. decided to deride Obi to say that Obi is seeking attention. This man is saying that, look, this is a president. You people are talking about you. Come and tell the people what the story is about.
Yeah, speak to people and tell them what they're asking. Yeah.
Exactly. So my question is, people like the Sams, the TT or whatever they call him, the Abati and all those people who are defending. Look, I left Twitter. I suspended my Twitter account because of Buala, Daniel Buala. You understand? Because when he came on and started supporting APC, he's not even keeping quiet. That guy don't have a parent. If his parent, if they are alive, you'd be very ashamed of him. Then Ebola is not a human being. It's just something. I just left because I don't want to get into that fight where they would, because he reported me. I call him Danny Boy. Danny Boy. That guy is Danny Boy. Danny Ebola is a Danny Boy. He's one of those slaves, him and that little goat, what's his name? Reno Mokri and all that. I don't care about those. And I respect you, Mayogu. I respect you. You don't talk about Reno Mokri. You don't waste your time on these people.
Yeah. You know, except when you see what, the only time I speak, I mean, I kind of talk about him, Austin, is that when I see any of one of his tantrums that is tribally and then ethnically laced, you know, when they drive to try to tag the obedient, tribal this and that. And when that comes from him, that will get my attention, just like from anybody else. Like people who are horrible, pushing the agenda that is not true and pushing it enough to want to make it real. So somebody like me will speak. But apart from that, I do not think it is worth our time, ever. So to be safe.
Yeah. All right. Michael, sorry, I think I'm taking your time. Just one last point.
Yeah.
One last point. Quickly. I'm from River State.
Please.
And I was listening to you. You played a short video of Amici. I think I saw that video. I did not listen to it because I don't waste my time with people who would have no cerebral intelligence to understand that when you destroy a field, you will come back to look for food. You understand? Because it's the field that provides the food. You don't destroy it because you have a lot of yam in your barn, because the yam will run out. Yam don't fall from heaven. You have to sustain it. That's what they call sustainability. Government is about sustaining what you have so that it will continue to keep you going. That's sustainability. These people don't understand anything. He is talking about Fobra. Fobra is popular because he's fighting. Look, can you imagine somebody? That guy has been a governor 2 times. He has been the speaker 2 times. He has been minister 2 times. And look at the way he's speaking.
Yes.
Now, do you imagine? Can you imagine people when you talk? People will say, "Oh, you don't insult you." Personally, I don't agree with people that much. People who know me that I'm not very, very easy person to deal with.
Sure.
Because I look at this whole nonsense and I speak my mind. I say it the way it is.
As it should be.
You understand?
You know what they told me about?
So it's all a mess.
About Rotif Mirai is they said that video, that short clip where he sat down there like that and he was talking like that, right? They said in River State that there are some young people that is such a big dream come true, to find themselves in the midst of politicians, right? That are just like talking about their, talking freely like that. Because according to them, Amici was gisting us. So they can sit and be like, really? Oh my God. Just being in that room, even if the person that is gisting them has successfully looted them blind. They are just
they are all a bunch of Pampers wearing folks thinking that they are putting on the summer shirts. But they are putting on Pampers and the Pampers are white. So, Michael, thank you so much for your work. I keep listening to you, and I really love the way you're going. I love your courage, your boldness, and frankly, before I go, the older people you said, they are small, foolish, thieves, pickpockets who became older people.
You get
and they are showing some of them.
God bless. And you know something is that they don't like us telling them the truth about it. That
they won't
stop. Mommy, thank you so much, man. enjoy the rest of
the moment Nigerians, most of those people start to like you, know you're doing the wrong thing. Thank you, Michael.
I know that too. Thank you very much. That is so true. Okay. The moment you see the one Nigerianist, the moment you begin to see the ruiners of Nigeria, once they begin to praise you, just know that you are finished. Okay? If you by any chance start seeing all this APC, and they start saying, thank you, Jare Mayegun. God bless you, Mayegun. Mayegun, you are saying the truth. I'm not saying any truth, though. That means Muti Lord Niye. I've seen that happen many times. And there are so many people that have fallen on this slippery slope. I have always been very standing anyway, because I do not need conditional sort of a support, the one that will make you see black and call it white. How would you even like sleep, knowing that you are helping the rogues in Nigeria to further their own project of enslaving others? Like, who told you are still not a slave doing that? I'm grateful to God for my life anyway. So yeah, hello there.
Hello, Maego.
Hello, Ma. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well too, thank you. And this is?
It's Charm.
That's our lady, Charm.
I must give you my full name.
I know, thank you. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for the work that you do. As always, fantastic. I don't like to call it a show.
We call it a session because it's like everybody comes here for their therapy anyway. Like, it's like a therapy. You just come here for that session, and I'm going to be on the session, the evening session. I call it I call it a session anyway, but it's up to you, Charm.
I agree. So yeah, thank you for this session. Fantastic as always. And just like the previous caller, I listened to yesterday's Sunday sermon, and all that's awesome. You know, the information that you're putting out there, and I think it's just for our own. I don't know how people synthesize and process what it is that you are putting out there, and everything, but it surely makes me think. And if that's the only thing, it does make me think about Nigeria. Think about the future. Think about my children. Think about their own progress and their own prosperity as well.
Because you know what, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Look at all those 26 years ago story I shared yesterday. And look at today. Could you not tell the similarity? It's like,
listen, it's like the same thing, recycling the same
thing without YouTube and Twitter.
But the thing that made it more, how will I put it, more real for people was when you said subtract 26 years from your age, right? And then let us know how old you were.
You were then.
Then. And a lot of us were just, children.
I saw the comment. It's like everybody just dropped down there like, what? I never thought of that.
Because
like add 26 years to your current age.
Your current age.
And see what they're about to take from you again. Charm.
Most of us will be old, right? And they not even the energy to even go after these people. That's when you really say, okay, you know what, it's left for the people behind. Right, but I think that this is a critical moment. I'm always saying it. A lot of people say, "Oh yes, the youth." No, it's not about the youth. It's not a fight just for the youth. It's actually a fight for all of us, right? Even if you feel like you don't have a stake or whatever, like you're not as young or whatever, you have a family and everything. Think about the ones
like you have nothing to lose.
You have nothing to lose, but we all have something to lose. And I always say this thing about. A lot of us who are not in Nigeria, we call it, the diaspora and everything. I will always tell people to remember Windrush. And I know you know about Windrush, right? These people knew exactly when those people from Windrush came into that country, right? They knew the date, they knew the time, they knew the month. So it was easy for them to say, you know what, we need X amount of people gone from our country. Let's not forget that all of us have passports. All of us have entry dates into all of these countries, right? They know exactly when you got there.
Yes.
So if 1 million immigrants are a problem for them, they know exactly what date to start saying, you know what, we need such and such people to be gone.
Yes.
And that's problem solved for them. Just in case, you fold your arms and think, oh, it can't happen to me. It surely well can happen to you. When you think it can happen to you, remember Windrush, and it happened to them. So that is really for us in the diaspora.
That's a very, very good one there. Windrush. It is one tragedy. It's like a a tragic history you just mentioned there. People who were brought to this country to come and build the subways that we all travel in London today. And their parents were promised citizenship. And somebody just woke up and canceled it and said they should be returned back. Like
exactly
you slept yesterday as British. And you woke up this morning as a Jamaican who has to return back to Jamaica.
Who has to return back to Jamaica.
And it happened. Yes.
And it happened. It happened.
Did it.
And in as much as people kicked up a fuss, there was a lot of articles in the news and everything. At the end of the day, these people most of them went back. At the end of the day, most of them went back. So just, I always put it there, just for anybody who thinks, okay, I'm diaspora, I'm out of the country, I'm #blessed.
I don't get my pali, I don't get my red passport, I don't care anymore. That country, I don't give a damn. My dear brothers and sisters, right? When they will knock at your door, you will be too old to fight them. You just have to join and just go.
So the battle for the emancipation of that region, because I don't want to say the battle for Nigeria. I no longer believe in that entity called Nigeria. I feel like, like we've always said, that these are a couple of nations that were coupled together and shouldn't have been coupled together. But I also want people to begin to understand that we have a bigger fight to fight. Right. I was listening. I don't know how many people on the platform listen to David Hundeyin. I also listen to his YouTube channel every once in a while. And I know that there was one he posted yesterday regarding African leaders and everything. And the part that caught me, and I said that, I must call into my ego today to actually share with people, was that the IMF, the World Bank, and all of those people, at some point or the other in the history of the Ethiopian Airlines had called them to say to them that they should actually, desist from actually running that business because they didn't have any business being in that particular line of business, basically. And they also said to, apparently, there was a meeting they had with a lot of the university lecturers, vice chancellors of universities, and said to them that, Africa doesn't need this level of education, right? So there's so they should shut down their universities, basically. I mean, I'm not quoting verbatim. If anyone wants to really hear what David said,
I know I can give more a bit of add a few more context to that. Okay, it is true. All right. In fact, there is already verified a program where some of the universities in Africa, they are being sponsored. Okay. To start promoting the GMOs or those genetic modified food like that, right? And also some of the health centers, they are already, in fact, there's some established, fact that they are already sterilizing women in Africa, okay? Through some of the support they are giving to them in order to reduce the reproduction rate in Africa. That is true. Well, Africa and Africans have always been like the guinea pig in the lab of all these people anyway. We've always been vulnerable because we have weak men directing our affair. But all those things are true. Raising the alarm now maybe will probably give it more awareness. Charm, but it's true.
Yes, it will give it more awareness. But I think what I want people to understand is the depth of the problems that we are facing. Not just the decoupling of the entity called Nigeria, but also we have to fight back as Black people because these people don't have any regard for us in terms of our intellectuality or anything.
No.
Their